In this dance video, we will discuss if the ladies style too much whilst dancing partner dances, like salsa and bachata. Interesting topic indeed, so let's get it started. Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the dancer is here with you. And this topic is super fun for me because I've been around in the dancing scene for salsa and bachata for many years. And actually, when I look at bachata, I started bachata when bachata barely existed. It's interesting. And I started teaching as a lead when there was only 2 or 3 women actually teaching as a lead. So I started in a time when things were very different and it was still super fresh. Still not the first ones who ever discovered salsa or bachata, but I was in the beginnings of things. So I have a very interesting perspective because I've been around for a long time and I can see things changing. And I know myself when I was learning and starting my journey as a teacher, what was available, what was the trends, what people were thinking. So I think I have a lot to say and some of it might be interesting for you to hear, but I will basically discuss of what I think about today. In this day, whether ladies style or focus too much on style in the partner work dances. So let's go. So, ladies demand styling in all dances, okay? That is where we are at the moment. All of the women and anybody who follows, but women are actually demanding for styling, whether they're learning salsa, bachata, kizomba, zouk. It's kind of part of the thing that they need to learn as soon as possible for themselves. And I believe that that has happened because in the beginning, when classes were taught, the teachers usually used to be men, and they might have somebody in the middle in a circle with them who are fairly good followers, and they would teach routines. So the men would learn all of these combinations and the women would learn how to follow, but there would not be a lot of styling because the women usually next to the guy who is teaching will not be professional dancers necessarily. Only few couples would actually be both professional dancers and professional teachers, and then they would teach together and you would get a little bit more. But that was in the beginning not necessarily the case. And in the very beginning, even if you would have a couple that both are professional, remember it was just in Europe, it's just starting the whole, dancing, for example, in a line or like being a bit more flashy. It was just starting. So even those who were very good, not necessarily had the most to offer. So it's a very normal thing. When I started dancing, I also was searching for any woman in my radar that I could follow in terms of styling and expressing themselves and spinning and all of the rest. It was really hard to find the techniques that I was looking for. Sometimes I was looking even for things that I didn't know exist, but I just felt like there is more to it. And so as time progressed, now we have more professional couples dancing together. We have more women who teach just styling. We have more women leading. So you also have them teach men and then bring a lot of to the table for the ladies to style. So it's no surprise that women now, from just following and being, there for their partner, they're demanding more for themselves in terms of styling. It's a very nice progression because they want to feel like they are doing something more than just following, that they're also contributing with decoration, and they feel like they're making certain decisions because in the partner dance, usually the leader, the guy, will be leading and the follower is following. So the leader would be deciding a lot of musicality, a lot of combinations, many different things. So for the followers, it's nice to have some responsibility in how they could make the dance different that comes from them, which why I think as well styling became such a huge part of the subject. And of course, social media. Now we have a lot of lady styling because social media is out there. We see other women doing all these crazy things. We want to know how they do them. We demand it and we get it. Ladies should focus a little bit more on following rather than styling most of the time. I'm pro styling. I style as much as I possibly can, but my priority is always to follow. Now, as we said with the first point, styling is very important for the followers because we were neglected for such a long time. So now we're kind of obsessed with it. It's a curvature. But I think it's very important to understand that if you get overwhelmed with styling and your following is not perfect, you just become annoying. Because then when somebody is leading you, they're just getting all of that styling that maybe is nice for you, yourself, but then the leader is thinking like, why am I here? It's supposed to be building connection, dancing together, and I'm supposed to be leading and somebody is supposed to be following. So if you're all over the place and you're doing all these fantastic styling things, but you're not actually following what is led, it beats the purpose, right? So then you might as well do the styling classes, dance on your own. But if you come to the partner dance, you better follow first. So that's my humble opinion. And I know a lot of guys will agree. Leave a comment if you agree with this point. And I say this because I lead. So there's a lot of the times when I would ask a lady to dance and we are dancing and I swear it's like Matrix trying to block arms out of my face and, trying to lead something and something completely different happens. And a lot of the times it's okay. It's okay. These things happen. You thought it's going to be one thing, you styled out, something else happened. I can fix it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's even fun to think, oh, it's not what I wanted, but okay, let's go with it. Not a problem. But then there's a limit, a few times here and there. But then when the whole dance, I'm just working to make sure that you get to places and you are having a good time styling away. That is not cool. So yeah, styling, no problem whatsoever. But the priority always is to follow. Styling is so much more than you think. For me, styling is not just moving arms or body or, doing head flicks here and there or crazy footwork. For me, styling is also posture. For me, styling is being in the moment. For me, styling is connection and showing your personality, showing who you are in the dance. That's styling too. Now, what I also think is very important to understand that styling is not about who can do more. It's about being yourself and finding who you are as a dancer, how you carry yourself, how clear your technique is. There's a lot of people who do a lot of stuff and it kind of looks okay. And then there might be somebody who barely does anything. But you can't take your eyes off that person. So there's a lot of nuance there. So I believe first and foremost, of course, we learn how to follow before we go crazy on styling. Secondly, for me, is to actually find who you are, what you like, fix your posture, and focus on the detail, on technique. Learn one arm styling, but practice it so much that it becomes yours and then you find maybe different versions of it. Think about natural styling. A lot of the times as well, all of the styling that you do, it's very unnatural. It's very show-like. And maybe you're trying to fulfill the void that you're not going to be maybe on the stage. And you want to still do all these crazy things that people do on the stage. Maybe then join a student performance group or something. or learn all of this. But in a social environment, when you're supposed to connect with your partner, when there's loads of people around and you can hurt somebody with your crazy styling, then that's when you discover, can you be still stylish and yet consume very little space? Can you move your body and your arm naturally moves with your body without you needing to flash out sideways and hit somebody in the face? So for me, styling is so much more than what you think usually it is, I believe. And when you find those moments that I'm talking about and you discover your posture, your natural movement, that you can still be stylish and consume very little space, that you don't need to scream out with your styling, that your styling internally is just as strong, I think that's when you reach beautiful, beautiful level, and also you will look gorgeous and it will be very satisfying internally because it's a different kind of feeling. Thank you so much for watching, and of course leave a comment. I'm especially interested to see what the guys think. Do you like when the ladies style a lot, or it does bother you a little bit? So let's have a conversation. So interesting to hear what you have to say. And of course, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe, give us some likes, hit the notification bell, all of the jazz. Now guys, I'm gonna leave you with other videos here with styling. So if you want to learn some very minimalistic technical styling, you can check these videos out, but you can also join my online platform, dancewithrasa.com, where we actually train styling. So if you want to discover all of the things that I talked in this video, ladies, this is for you. Go to dancewithrasa.com and I will teach you there. And now I send you my kiss. Mwah! Ciao.